When I woke up, Zhenya wasn't nearby. Must have gone to take care of some personal business. God, why does she need this whole pioneer game? Especially on the wedding night. I stretched myself and yawned with pleasure. Oh well, at least I can surprise her, pick some flowers in the forest. Not much of a gift, but I know she likes May lilies. I could never understand why women like flowers. Why not nettles or hawkweed then? Those are plants too, and they are nice in their habitats, not parks or vases. Though, what does it matter if every time I gifted flowers to Zhenya, her face lit up with a bright smile? Of course it might have been not because of the flowers alone. With a bouquet in my hands, I filed into the library, loudly throwing the door open. Behind the librarian's table was sitting Alyssa, looking gloomy and leafing through some magazine. Oh, the newlywed has shown up. The newlywed. Oh. She muttered, looking at me sullenly. Hey, where's Zhenya? Dunno, asked me to sit here for her and went somewhere herself. Well, yes, Zhenya can even persuade Alyssa. Okay, then I'll... And somehow she wasn't glowing with happiness at all. Alyssa said to my back. Where did Zhenya go? Maybe she decided to make me a surprise gift too? No, surprises are not her thing. It must simply be time for breakfast. I ran to the canteen. The pioneers were merrily clamoring inside. The dishes were clattering in the same merry manner. Even the usually gloom lady cook looked unusually merry today. I noticed Slavia and walked up to her. Hi, have you seen Zhenya? Slavia looked at me with surprise and got embarrassed and turned her eyes away. I think she went to the bus stop. The bus stop? Why? I don't know. You better ask her yourself. You still make it if you hurry. To the bus stop? To the bus stop. Bus stop. Bus stop. In a minute I ran past the camp gates and saw Zhenya standing at the road, her gaze directed somewhere far away to the horizon, past the plains and the forests following the bright summer sun. A strange expression was on her face, sadness, anticipation, and anguish mixed together, but at the same time Zhenya looked so very different. I didn't recognize her. Oh nein, was ist los? Hat sie ihre Tage nicht bekommen? Better. No, I can't believe this even less than the fact that tomorrow I'll return to the real world. Maybe it was better before. It seems like that pioneer was saying that I forgot a lot. But what exactly? Hey, I was looking for you. That sounded silly and my voice was trembling. I just had to say something, so I put a fake smile on and tried to talk in a friendly manner. What do you want? Zhenya responded coldly. I woke up and you were gone, so... Zhenya turned around with her eyes shining. I'm going, she said with a calm voice. Where? Home. But buses don't come here. Buses? What the heck? They do. Here, I made this for you. Jesus! I handed a bouquet, which instantly ended up on the ground. I don't need anything from you. Yesterday, I don't want to know you. I don't know what happened, but I'm sure it was all your fault. What was my fault? Everything, the stupid marriage and what happened during the night. Diese verfickten Weiber, ey. Da machen sie einen Vorschlag, dann macht man es und dann sind sie trotzdem nicht zufrieden und beschweren sich noch. Und dann beschweren sie sich sogar, dass sie gebumst haben, ne? But we agreed. You wanted this yourself, remember a couple weeks ago? I didn't even know you a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it all started back then. Or continued. I don't care anymore. I decided that I could be happy with Zhenya, but she disappeared just as she appeared suddenly. Zhenya sitting not in the library but at the canteen port. It was so long ago. I lost my faith once. I stopped being human. But then I met her and it almost seemed like life. Seemed like life. No good. Was giving me a. It seemed like life was giving me a second chance, albeit in this strange world. But then she was gone, and during the endless cycles I forgot everything. I went back to how I was before I first met her. I stopped being myself. Maybe he was right. What are you saying? We've known each other for... I don't even know how long we've known each other for. I don't know you and I don't want to know you. But wait, Suddenly weakness hit me and I dropped to my knees just to avoid fading on my face. My ring felt very hot on my finger. I could feel it burning almost physically. Here, take it. Zhenya took something out of her pocket and threw it at me. I'm going for a walk. I twisted the thin engagement ring in my hands and started crying. I've never cried like this before, not in this world, not in the previous one. What the fuck is happening? And everything ended. Also ist das hier die Zukunft und das andere waren die Flashbacks in die Vergangenheit. Ich habe das immer miteinander verwechselt, aber gut, jetzt ist es eben so. Aber was haben wir denn falsch gemacht? Ich meine, bis auf das eine, dass man vielleicht gesagt hat, in dieser Welt hier zählt es nicht. Ja, ich kenne sowas leider. Wenn sich Weiber irgendwie wegen so etwas megamäßig aufregen, es falsch verstehen und falsch interpretieren. Aber gut. Forever. I guess something human remained in me, so I decided to forget everything. So as to not to go completely insane. But now all my memories were here, and with them came the pain. It wasn't that bad. It had slowly weakened through time, but it was still tearing me apart. Almost as if I was being torn to pieces, and the only piece remaining was the one with my consciousness somehow in it. Not one, not half, only a sad coincidence. An acceptable error in the perfect education of this world. Don't be so sad, bro. Some pioneer was sitting next to me. You again? Who, me? What difference does it make? You, him, that one, this one, you all look alike. He didn't respond. He just giggled. Did you come here to mock me again? It would have been better if you killed me that time. But you remembered everything. I remembered, and it's even worse because of that. You're the one at fault here. At fault for what? For trying to stop you from leaving with Cat-Eared? I know what you were. I know that was you in that bus. There were still no emotions on the pioneer's face. Maybe it was, so it wasn't. What's the difference now? That means you managed to get out? And came back just to mock me? Didn't you do the same? Stop pushing these morals onto me, for God's sake. I was down on my knees and looking at Zhenya, who was slowly getting further and further away. And there she went around the corner. I can't get her back. Anyway, I knew that this wasn't Zhenya. My real Zhenya disappeared yesterday. This was just a soulless doll that looked like her. But she looked just like her. The tale can't last forever. This world is a true hell and I'm the demon. And demons can never reach true happiness. Just tell me one thing. I killed the silence. Why is everything like this? You had a chance from the very beginning, a choice. You could have done everything differently. Many did it right, different from how you and others alike did. Yeah, right. They all got out and are now living happily with the dolls in the real world. I grinned. Do you think that your life is better? He clearly emphasized the word life. If you're the one that took Zhenya away from me. Rage was growing inside of me. I wanted to jump on him and beat him to death. But I wasn't sure that he existed in the physical world. But even then, what will change? You could have been happy with every other girl, that's the reason they're all here. I didn't expect such an answer. But none of them are real. The only real ones were me, you, us all. Zhenya. That's only for you and your world. You know there are many realities, and in every one of those you pick your own faith. Maybe there was only one Semyon, but this camp gave him multiple possibilities. Some managed to get out and now lives happily, like you said. Someone stuck like you. Can you tell me what this place is? Who are you? You can think me as the camp leader. The pioneer gave a smile without any trace of mockery or irony and vanished. I felt a bit easier after hearing his words. This world was suddenly engulfed in fog, and a bright flash appeared in front of me. I looked around and realized that the pioneers are gone, as well as the bus. What again? The gates creaked silently, and I hid behind the pioneers' monument. Semyon walked onto the bus stop, one of the Semyons, but his facial expression was painfully familiar. I'd forgotten long ago that I can look exactly like that. He stared at the road for some time, and headed back into the camp. Don't trust him, I said in an impulse. Who are you? Semyon looked surprised. Stop, don't come any closer. Alright, I'll stay here. Have you seen him? Talk to him. Who are you even talking about? You know who. Yes. What did he tell you? Nothing really. Did he give you advice? Did he tell you what to do? Threaten you? No, nothing like that. Of course, he seemed pretty weird, but nothing more than that. Remember, he may not be alone, or more likely he is alone, but you may meet many pioneers here who look like him. What about you? Who are you? Where are you hiding from? You will understand. In time. Just remember, the most important thing is to find the exit. War das jetzt aus der originalen Semyon-Route? Ich bin mir gerade nicht sicher. The wind became really strong for a moment and a flash appeared before me. And again, in an instant. Jesus. The bus and pioneers appeared once again. I don't know what I told him everything for. I thought it was the right thing to do. If only I remembered what remorse and repentance were, then possibly that would be what I am feeling. A pioneer should always be ready. A familiar voice sounded like thunder in the midst of a clear sky. A familiar thump on my back brought me out of the catatonic state I was in. Zhenya was standing in front of me. I instantly knew that this was Zhenya, not a doll. But how? Those were the only words I could whisper. I don't know. She smiled, but her voice was trembling. Back then, after the wedding, I woke up in a different world. I thought that I would lost you, and then there were so many loops that I nearly forgot. Sorry, I said quietly. Forgive me for everything. But it was okay. Then he came and said that he could guide me to the world you're in. I didn't believe it at first, but here I am. I jumped forward and hugged Zhenya. Forgive me. I'd forgotten everything, forgotten you. I've done so many bad things to you. I didn't believe it. Didn't hope for it. I'm sorry. Ah, you're going to suffocate me. She freed herself from my arms. But now I'm here, so everything is okay. Oh? I know your sprite, she said through her tears. Sorry, the sprite seems shitty, I would say. How can you be so calm? Because I always knew that we were going to be together. Senna raised her right hand. And on her finger I saw a ring that was woven out of May lily. I've lost mine. Sorry. It's okay. We'll buy a new one. She smiled. Hey, hop into the bus, you two. Olga was screaming discontented. Was? Discontented. Ach, egal. The bus was peacefully bouncing over the bumps and slowly driving towards the district center. Or wherever it was going, really. You know, I can't believe that everything will end. I've gone through so much in the last week. And once again, you got the most interesting parts. Zhenya sulked. I don't think you would like to exchange places with me. I can imagine, but it's still way more interesting than sitting in the library for days on end. We have weird ideas about interesting things. Did you think about it? About what? What will happen next? Tomorrow? You still need to meet somehow in the real world. Oh yeah, let me write your address down. Yeah, right, so you can send me a letter right now. I smiled. I'll memorize it, go ahead. We exchanged numbers and addresses. Die wissen wir immer noch nach so vielen Loops? It's weird that we didn't have this idea earlier. I assume we never even hoped to get out of this world, and we just didn't want to remind ourselves about our past lives. What do you think it will be like? The usual? We just fall asleep? Zhenya clasped my hands and pressed her entire body against me. I hope so, but in the end, this isn't the worst thing. I would say one of the better ones. Zhenya yawned and closed her eyes. Sweet dreams. See you. I didn't say anything and just continued looking out at the window at the landscape that was flying by. The Saviour camp was left behind and I will never return here. Yes, I was sure about that. But it will always be a part of my life. I've changed there. Changed multiple times. Compared to the time spent there, the mere 50 with 60 years that I have remaining in the real world are just a short moment, but I'll make sure to live them like a real human. Yeah, you're probably bad, just as that pioneer said. Zhenya mumbled through her sleep. What? Nothing, just sleep already. She laughed and pinched me painfully. Nani? I wonder what everyone else felt in my place. The same loss of consciousness in the first moments, the feeling of anxiety, panic. I came back to my old apartment, but I didn't recognize any of it. Yes, it definitely feels like being in a house that you lived in many years ago. Everything looks to be in the right place, but you don't remember anything. You just think that this is how it's supposed to be. I've already forgotten the day I've disappeared from this world, and I'm not sure about the year either. But it's winter outside, and that means that not much time had passed here. Yeah, I'm not 17 years old anymore, but I don't look like my real age either. So it turns out everything went okay? My return didn't have any unexpected consequences? Zhenya. I rushed to the table and wrote down the address and phone number with a shaking hand. I obviously wouldn't be able to forget them, but it would be better to have a backup anyway. Now, what's next? How does this world work anyway? The laws are completely different here. None of which, to be honest, I've ever understood. And now I'm like a newborn, forced to live an adult's life. But let's save that for later for now. I need to find Zhenya. Nani? Someone rang the doorbell. Humans. Oh god. Real humans! Not pioneers. I've got to open the door. What else can I do? I finally returned and I have to live in this world now. I slowly walked up to the door, turned the key in the lock, grabbed the handle and froze. So how long will I stay in the doorway for? What the fuck? Es ist eine dünnere Mei von... von Overwatch. God damn it. I opened the door with a jerk and I saw Zhenya. She looked just like Mei from Overwatch. But how? Remember, I always arrived in the camp 1 week earlier than you, and I returned 1 week earlier. I forgot about Savinock, forgot about the real world. The only thing that matters is we're together. Yeah, let's fuck, man. I grabbed Zhenya and carried her into the room. So, are we just going to stand around? Ah, sorry, let's fuck. Zhenya lightly jumped down onto the floor. Wait a bit, we need to do this right now. We might not have time for it later. She smiled and started digging through her purse. Give me your hand. I extended my arm out to her and Zhenya put a ring on my finger. Oh boy! Just a very basic one, like the one back in the camp. In the dim light of a dusty ceiling lamp, a golden ring was shining on her finger. I think I should have bought the rings. Well, judging by the looks of your man cave, I don't think you have the money for them. We loved together sincerely. Real snow was slowly falling outside the window, white, beautiful snow. The darkness of the night sliced through thousands upon thousands of the lights of the big city, which was singing with hundreds of voices, reminding us that we are still alive and still together. I gently moved my hand across Zenya's cheek. Warm. Real. You won't disappear this time? You better believe it. You still owe me money for the rings. I hugged Zhenya and kissed her like never before. Boy. Ja? Was? Das... Hä? Habe ich jetzt eine Endszene weggeklickt, oder? Ist einfach zu Ende. Ist einfach zu Ende. Ich habe sie geklutscht wie noch nie zuvor und... Ja gut. Ja gut, also... Mein Fazit der Geschichte, es hatte alles, was eine gute Custom Story braucht, also... Eine beinahe Vergewaltigung von Alyssa, check. Psycholena, check. Uljana, die davon rennt, check. Viele Verletzungen durch eine Massenschlägerei, check. Und, ja. Nee, es war eigentlich, es war ganz gut. Es war ganz gut, es war unterhaltsam auf jeden Fall und es hat Spaß gemacht. Hat Spaß gemacht zu lesen, war interessant, hat mich in seinen Bann gezogen. Aber es fehlt eine Sexszene. Sie wurde angedeutet, aber es gab sie nicht. Na gut. Ich hoffe, es hat euch genauso gefallen wie mir. Keine Ahnung, was als nächstes kommt. Vielleicht noch eine Custom Story. Vielleicht lässt sich ja was total Witziges, Abgedrehtes finden. Vielleicht in Englisch, weil das meiste ist ja leider auf Russisch. Und ja, bis dahin sage ich dann, wir sehen uns wieder beim nächsten Video. Bis dann.